So it's 2016 and innovation is everywhere, and today I'll be talking to you about solar power. And to start off my presentation, I'd like to tell a little story. 5 years ago or so, my father started working in the solar power industry, and up until that point I was very ignorant to alternative sources of power, whether it was wind, solar, hydro. And I don't think a lot of people know how important it is, because traditional uses of power that come out of power plants, they produce a lot of bad chemicals for the environment, and there's just alternative ways to go about retrieving power, and I think it's important that everybody knows and is knowledgeable and considers this as a possible solution. So, solar power is energy gathered from sun rays. It comes down through a panel, and the power is stored through a battery that can be used for future use. So why is it important? Well, there's many reasons why it's important. According to Marriott Day on greenliving.com, solar energy is incredible because it's free and it does not compromise our environment. So with that being said, like I said before, in the process of capturing solar energy and using solar energy, there's no greenhouse gases or carbons that are emitted into the atmosphere or into the environment. It's clean and natural, and it's also renewable. So unlike nuclear power, which you gather nuclear power and then it produces waste, and that waste needs to be disposed of, solar energy is gathered and there's no disposal of any of negative aspects into the environment or anything like that. Also, fossil fuels are very limited, and there's other ways of retrieving power that don't use fossil fuels, and it's important that we take advantage of that. My next point is solar power is extremely flexible. Solar power can power calculators, it can power watches, buildings, houses, cars, anything. So it's very flexible. It's not limited to one thing or two things. Anything could be powered off of solar power, and anything could be used off of solar power. It's used for many things currently, but it's really limitless. And not to exaggerate, but it's just a very effective way in order to retrieve power and to use power. And also, people should really consider using it for residential use. Solar powers are costly, but it's kind of an investment. You put your money in to get your money back. So if and you don't have to buy big units, and you don't have to fill up your whole roof full of solar panels, but you go to buy small units and just kind of progress your way from there. You will see a change in your monthly bill, and you also will, you'll have an impact on the environment. Whether it's one solar panel or 5 solar panels or 10 solar panels, you'll have an impact on the environment in a positive manner. So basically, it's just to go over everything again. It's more of like you can, obviously a lot of you might not be in the position to invest in a solar panel at the moment, whether you don't have your own house or whether you don't have the money to do so. But just for future reference, it's you can purchase small amounts of solar panels at a time. Not only do they lower your monthly bills on regarding electricity, but it improves the cost of your house when it comes to the value of it. And there's many different ways to gather energy rather than the traditional ways, and people, I think, need to start looking into those and taking part in order to